Hi, Ken again. Again. um, I wanted to talk about uh, some of the ways uh, I'm trying to find to help me stay focused and stay not just positive, but actually moving forward, taking steps, not just talking about it. You can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but if the actions don't match the words, then you just, what's that saying? Blowing smoke up someone's ass. You're just sort of saying what you think people want to hear, sort of thing. But this my blood reading came back with. I've got to be honest. I'm when I hurt my spine a long time ago, 15 years ago, I got into a bad habit of rewarding myself with candy or something sweet because I had a sweet tooth. I actually had teeth, but I used it as a tool to keep me rehabilitating myself with my spinal injury, and I did that. I did the hard yards. I didn't get a miracle fixed, but I got over the whole. Oh my God! My life's over. I can't walk for more than 10 minutes. There was all this negativeness with me. I don't know if I'm just prone to that or if anyone, I guess, would be. I'd say anyone would be negative or feel down and negative. I thought my life was over. I just had my spine fused. But it that reward, the sugar or the sweet stuff, that did work, but I'm paying for it now. So now I don't eat, like I don't gorge on. I used to. I don't anymore. I'm too old and don't have a good enough. Obviously, don't have a good enough liver. I can. The doctor said I've got to cut out sugar. I think almost completely because my readings need to be between 4 and 8, and they're like 18 and 23 sometimes. Granted, I take my readings after I've had a little bit of ice cream for dessert. So I'll have dinner and then have a couple of spoonfuls of vanilla ice cream with caramel topping. But they're all like they're sugar free. But I'm sure there's some sugar in there. You can't completely. I don't think you can. But I have come to the decision that I'm not just going to talk about trying my hardest to encourage my liver to get better, which I'm guessing it can happen if I cut out sugar 100%. Maybe my liver would fix itself. But how do you stop living? Like once a week or once a fortnight, I have a few scotches with my dad, and we talk about when Mum was alive and when my brother was alive. But I can't do that anymore, so I'm thinking, and I'm trying to be very. I've got to do this. I've got no choice, and I've got the best reason to do it, which is the most amazing wife, partner, human being that I have ever met in my 52 years of living. And for some reason she married me. I will never understand why, but I will always be so grateful. And I've got 5 amazing kids. Some of my kids have intellectual, learning difficulties and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. I had learning difficulties when I was a kid. But they're my kids, and it's the best reason to keep going. And that's why whether this works or not, I could be so unlucky I could have, touch wood, I don't, but you never know what happens. I could have a heart attack while I'm trying to mend what I'd broken, I suppose. There's no one to blame for this either. Me, my body, my choices, what I eat and how I eat, and I should have been a lot smarter than what I was. But I'm still drinking Coke, vanilla Coca-Cola, but 0 sugar. I drink water, but I don't like the taste of water very much. And I only have little sips because my mouth dries out very easily these days. It makes it hard to talk the way I do when I've got a case of cotton mouth. But anyway, I've decided I want to start doing some exercise physio, see an exercise physiologist, and just do a half an hour a morning or an hour worth of exercises, ones that I can do, of course, by permitting. And I've already started. I took the first step. I said no to some. So I've got to cut out gluten because I've got celiac disease. Yeah, I'm a donut lover too. They got Krispy Kreme up here now in Townsville, and I can't have them unless they make gluten-free ones. Cool. But then the sugar. See, this shit is coming at me from all angles. Someone said, "Hey, this guy really, we're furious, man. We threw spinal damage at him, and we threw all these other hurdles in his way. And you know what? Some of them stopped him for a while, but then he kept going, and it's annoying. So we're going to throw more at him. The kind of, like the movie, what's it called? Where they're in the brain of the person, and they're the moods and that movie. That's sort of what it's like for me. I got to fight. So I have a battle with myself. So I think now more than ever, because I don't know if I'm talking out loud sometimes or talking in my head. My voice sounds the same either way. God, that sounds silly saying that. But I won't delete it because if I chop and change, I'm sorry, I'm having some problems with my focus, what was I saying? Oh my god, irony. Yeah, my focus, that's what I was talking about. It just disappears. I'll be sitting there doing something. The next thing I know, I'm going, what was I doing? Why is there a pen in my hand? And it's very disconcerting. It's very annoying. It's scary. I don't like it. It's like I'm missing time or something. I don't want to miss time and get aggro and hurt someone or that scares me a lot. Talking is also part of how I'm going to motivate myself to keep doing this, to really do this, and I've got to do it. I don't actually, I can die. I would be letting myself, like, if I'm being honest, if I was to have a stroke or something, it would be a lot kinder than what I'm going through now. Seriously, it would be much kinder. But I can't do that. I can't. Feels too much like giving in. No, I don't like that idea. I can't just give up, especially not now. You know, my happily ever after that I had when I was 20. So growing up with Disney as a kid, believing in happily ever after. So when I got to 20, I sat down, thought, and talked to my nana about what I wanted as my happily ever after. You know, that whole white picket fence and the kids and all that. That was my happily ever after. That was my idea of, and Disney reckons that everybody's entitled to their happily ever after. You got to work for it. You can't it's not going to jump in your lap. So my dream was, I wanted to fall in love with someone who fit my personality and the true me, the real me, the me that believes in happily ever after. As a 52-year-old male, I still believe in happily ever after, and there's nothing wrong with people. Like, the real me is, the little things count. They help them, man. When you're feeling down, just a hug is amazingly powerful. I don't want to lose these things as my brain slowly does whatever it is doing, turning to mush or whatever it is. Mush. I like that word. I got mush head. Sorry. So my idea for fighting this is to, how do I put it into words? I'm just going to do it. I have to do what I have to do. Or I just stop and give up now. And that's not really an option for me. It is, but it's not an option I would ever follow. I can't. Even if it was going to be a million times harder and more painful, I still owe it to myself to fight to the end. I have to. It's encoded in me, especially now I've got a family. I refuse to believe that now that I got my happily ever after, which is my wife and kids, then I'm just going to say, nah, see ya, and dump it, and no way. So I'm going to switch modes and reevaluate and start exercise program and stop all sugar. That's going to be hard. Really hard. I'm weaning myself up a bit, so I have 1 sugar in coffee now instead of 2. I have 2 sugars in tea instead of 3. No more lollies. Only sugar-free. That's the only sweet toothy stuff I'll even consider having, is stuff that's not going to put my sugars up. That has to be a priority for me now, because it's my sugars that are the reason my liver is almost dead. Excuse me. Alright, okay, I've been talking for 16 minutes. That's a fairly long time. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for letting me vent too. I appreciate it. Look, if anyone has any questions, you can ask me anything. I do this to get it out of me, and I'm hoping that me talking about what I'm experiencing is going to help people, right? That's why I enjoy I feel like I can help, and I feel not important, but I have meaning, I have purpose. I haven't felt like that since since when I hurt my spine and I got lost in the cracks, became a number in the hospital system after. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to use my arm. I've gotten to that point where I've given up, almost. But I'm not ashamed that happened. I mean, I'm embarrassed because it's a crappy place to be, but it made me realize that the very bottom is the perfect place to build a foundation to go on up again. It's not over because you fall down. It's over when you stop getting back up. I honest to God believe in that. I grew up with value and values, how you should treat people. That's how you treat people is far more important how many vehicles you have, or how many big screen TVs you've got. To me, how I interact with people less fortunate than me is that's very important to me. Well, my respect goes to everyone to begin with. Nobody has to earn my respect until they've lost my respect. You start with my respect because you're a stranger. I don't know you, but as if I'm going to treat you with disrespect when I don't know you. That makes no sense to me. And if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm talking about this at the moment, making this video, because I am going to do this. I'm going to start getting off the sugar completely. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do this. At the moment, this is just me talking and saying it. But I started it tonight when I said no thank you to Amanda. Got these sugar-free cakes for me, but she forgot that she forgot about the gluten-free part. Man, that's a simple thing to mistake to make. I do it even constantly sometimes. I think about the sugar-free, or I think about the gluten-free and not the sugar-free. I'm a culprit myself. My poor lovely wife got upset though because she thought she was a failure, and she is anything but. I I'm uh, I feel I get angry at her sometimes. I don't mean to, and I yell. Um, and I try to stop myself from doing it, but it's like I'm either hidden away somewhere and I've got no real way of communicating, but it's like I'm on autopilot or something. And I get so angry over something so little. And I'm mentioning this because this is one thing that I haven't been able to beat. These mood swings happen, and I don't just love my wife, I adore my wife. I have a nightmare that she's a little bit vague sometimes when driving a car. Not on purpose, it's just who she is. But I have this nightmare of the police coming to the door. And it makes me feel sick in the stomach. And the only other time I can ever remember having some sort of dream like that was when it was Mum and my dad and my brother, and I was having nightmares about them not being with me, or me being lost, and not being part of their family, and it was a very powerful and potent dream. Like it made me feel really yuck. That's what this is like with Amanda, and it's the one thing I haven't been able to fix or stop from happening. I haven't even found a way of calming myself. I guess it's when I don't even remember. I know I fight because I feel yuck and down and gutted, and it's just raw. And I just don't remember what it was we were arguing about. But then I get these flashbacks that hit so hard. So something must trigger a memory or something, and it's random and brutal. It makes me get that, oh God, what I just got. Oh, it's very yucky feeling. I don't even know what started me. Maybe because I'm feeling sorry for myself. I don't know how to stop that either. I feel hard done by, and that sounds so childish. but it's just feeling. It's just, this is a bit of a kick in the teeth. They keep stacking on. Oh, mate, you got this. So we don't want to give you dementia. No, we want to give you 2 dementias, Alzheimer's and Lewy body. So I get the everything's in slow motion. So I'm talking to you in slow motion. If someone was talking to me, they'd be talking in slow motion. So it's obviously not real. It's whatever part of my brain is in control of that. That's what's damaged. I feel very small and little and broken, very, very broken. I don't know if that feeling is ever going to go away. The NDIS, they're going to help me with I'm eligible for a person to come in and do some cleaning once a week or for an hour or so, but I guess, or take me out somewhere, but I don't think they realise I don't go out anywhere. I don't know how this is going to work, but anyway, it's almost midnight. I'm just having so much trouble trying to sleep. Thank you for letting me, as always, express myself. You know what? When you can't find a way around something, or you can't find a trick or just a way of dealing with whatever it is that you're experiencing, don't give up. Just experience what you got to experience. It's the way you're feeling. But there's always going to be lots of times, I'm thinking, because this is how it's feeling for me, there are always moments where I'm always going to lapse. I'm always going to have, oh, this feels too heavy. The weight of it is, you're always going to have that. But it's not about that. It's about the way we keep going. That's the important part. The not giving up. And all the talk in the world will make no difference if there's no action behind it. Talk is only solidified as something when it's backed with action. So if you're going to talk, you don't bullshit. Your word is your bond. That's how I got brought up. And I also got brought up with, you don't do something that you have to hide from people, because it means you probably shouldn't be doing it to start with. So I don't do anything that I can't say, yep, I've done that. I've had a very experienced, fun life. My parents never said, don't do this, don't do that. They said, just be smart, and if you need us, we're always there for you. And it's free. Being there for someone doesn't cost a cent. I like doing this. I like talking. Crap, I've been talking for almost half an hour. See? I like talking. I got to do this more often, if that's okay. But if anyone has any questions, I'll I'll answer them. I'll either do a video to answer them if you want, or I'll just type. But look, I don't know what I can and can't offer, but I can tell people how I am and be honest and what I'm experiencing and how I'm feeling. I don't know. I have no idea if I help one person, then I think that's worth doing. That action was worth it. Alright. And now it's been 30 minutes, so I will call it a night. And thank you so much for letting me do this. I think you're all amazing people. Amazing. And you guys are all strong because you're on here with me, and we're all one big family, one big internet community. I love it. Alright guys, have a pleasant evening, morning or day or night, and I will talk to you all later.